Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world. It's your national news broadcast on ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. My name is Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening to you. I am Charita Vinipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news. The IMF commends the government for the progress in implementing the economic recovery program and the resilience of the country. IMF Sri Lanka Mission Chief Evan Papageorgiou says due to the prompt actions taken in the face of Middle East war, the government has been able to protect macroeconomic and social stability of Sri Lanka. Fuel prices decreased since last midnight. A tax week will be implemented from the 6th of July to enlighten the people on taxation. Minister Dr. Nalindra Jatisa says the 10 existing cath labs in the country will be increased up to 26 before the end of this year. Former Chief Minister of the Eastern Province, Pillayan, has been remanded until the 13th of next month regarding a killing. Vice Admiral Damian Fernando has been appointed as the new Navy commander.
Now, in our top story tonight, the International Monetary Fund has commended Sri Lanka's resilience in the face of ongoing external challenges.
The IMF delegation, including Sonali Jayanchandra, the Deputy Director of the Asia-Pacific Department, stated during this meeting with President Anura Kumara Dissanayake today. On this occasion, the President emphasized that the real benefit of economic recovery must reach the people. Concluding their visit to Colombo, which began on the 24th, the IMF delegation met with the President today. The meeting took place at the Presidential Secretariat. During this visit, the IMF delegation reviewed recent macroeconomic developments and the progress of reforms implemented under the Extended Fund Facility Program. The IMF Deputy Director for Asia and Pacific stated that the President that the fair-sighted response shown in the face of the energy crisis demonstrates the government's commitment to sound economic policy. She reaffirmed her support for the President's reform program. Evan Papageorgiou, Mission Chief of the IMF Asia Pacific Department, stated that the seamless and continuous functioning of the Sri Lankan economy is a positive signal regarding economic growth. The delegation also informed the President that Sri Lanka's program performance will be officially assessed during the 7th review of the Extended Fund Facility Program, which is scheduled to be held the next September. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake stated that less than a year remains under the Extended Credit Facility Program and the government remains continuously focused on successful concluding the program. The President emphasized that necessary measures are being taken to ensure that the benefits of the economic growth and stability reach all citizens. Furthermore, the President stated that the government is implementing the program in a manner that minimizes benefits to the people without placing an unnecessary burden on them. The discussions concluded by reaffirming the commitment of both parties to continuous cooperation towards the successful implementation of the Extended Fund Facility Program between the government of Sri Lanka and the IMF, as well as ensuring long-term economic stability and prosperity in the country. Deputy Minister Dr. Anil Jayanta Fernando, the Secretary to the Ministry of Finance Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma and Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, among others, were also present at this discussion held with the IMF representatives. A delegation from the IMF also met Prime Minister Dr. Haruni Amarasuriya today at the Temple Trees. The significant economic progress achieved by this country was appreciated by the delegates. Expressing her gratitude to the IMF for its continuous support to the country over the past year and a half, the Prime Minister emphasized the importance of maintaining the partnership between the two parties in the future as well. She also pointed out that also the Sri Lanka should cut in follow the path to achieve sustainable progress in the face of global uncertainty.
More on that same story, the International Monetary Fund states that the macroeconomic and social stability of Sri Lanka was successfully safeguarded through the prompt action taken by the authorities in the face of the Middle Eastern war. Now, the IMF Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, Mr. Evan Papagio, stated this today during a press conference held in Colombo. Papagio held this press conference concluding the visit undertaken by the IMF delegation from the 24th of this month until today. Speaking there, he mentioned that the measures taken by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka to maintain the stability of Sri Lankan financial system amidst the prevailing global crisis are commendable. The government also took steps to introduce fuel, electricity and fertilizer subsidies as well as a relief package for the most vulnerable families. The IMF points out that continuing the reform program is essential to ensure the country's economic recovery. Efforts to strengthen public financial management must also continue, including improving tax compliance, broadening the tax base and preventing the recurrence of expenditure areas. It was also emphasized that the progress of the IMF program implemented in the country will be officially considered during the upcoming 7th review mission. The IMF representatives expressed gratitude to the Sri Lankan authorities for the excellent cooperation extended during their visit.
Prices of several fuel categories have been revised with effect from the midnight yesterday. Accordingly, Lanka Petrol 92 octane and Lanka Auto Diesel prices have been lowered as per the communique of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. The price of a litre of octane 92 petrol, which was 434 rupees, has been reduced by 20 rupees and the new price stands at 414 rupees. A litre of Lanka Auto Diesel, which was 407 rupees earlier, has been reduced by 25 rupees to be fixed at 382 rupees now. According to the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, there will be no change in the prices of rest of fuel categories. Parallel to this, IOC has revised their fuel prices. The public expressed their views regarding the revision in the fuel prices, praising the step taken by the government in this direction.
Now, a National Tax Week has been declared, termed as National Badu Shakti from 6th of July. The objective is to create a positive attitude in the public regarding taxation. A media briefing to raise awareness in this regard was held today at the Department of Government Information. Hasitha Munasinghe, the Director of the Revenue Administration Reforms and Modernization Office, stated that a reduction in taxes could only be achieved by expanding the tax base if tax revenues were further increased. He mentioned that the 2030 plan of the Revenue Administration Reforms and Modernization Office aimed to formulate a program to bring the VAT rate down to a single digit and the transition into a more favorable environment through a program that would reduce income taxes to a certain extent. He further noted that there was a large group of people with high tax potential in the country who had not yet entered the tax net, which had resulted in a certain tax burden on the current tax-paying community. He emphasized that the necessary expanding the tax base to alleviate that burden. Additionally, he explained that the upcoming tax week aimed to communicate to the public how a broad tax base could enable a reduction in the tax burden and to launch a comprehensive awareness campaign on how taxes contribute to the country's development program.
Volvashire project will commence in September as a sustainable solution to the solution for the eradication of dengue disease. According to Minister Dr. Nalinda Jathisa, a sum of 800 million rupees has been allocated for this purpose. The project will be completed within 1.5 years. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jathisa stated that around 51,000 dengue cases has been reported from the 1st of January to the 27th of June this year. He noted that on average 600 to 700 patients were being reported daily. He further mentioned that they had identified a significant spread of dengue across approximately 127 MOH divisions in 14 main districts. The minister highlighted that the issue was particularly severe in the Western Province, which accounted for 52% of the total dengue patients, with around 40% of those cases being populated and reported specifically from the Gampaha and Colombo districts. He emphasized that the situation should not be neglected and expressed this expectation of the government to launch programs over the next few days of that week to destroy mosquito breeding sites, adding that they were taking measures such as filing lawsuits and issuing warnings in certain places, stressing that control in breeding sites but the primary strategy, after which other measures should will follow. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Kapila Kannangura, says 1,030 dengue patients have been reported within the past 24 hours itself. Dr. Kapila Karnangara, the director of the National Dengue Control Unit, stated that the type currently being observed and reported was dengue virus type 2. He explained that the immunity of the public to this particular virus strain was low because dengue virus type 3 had been prevalent over the preceding 2 to 3 years. The director also mentioned that due to the lack of immunity, the risk of contracting this disease was high and there was a possibility that the number of patients would continue to rise in the future. The Ministry of Health and Mass Media says that a dengue operation cell has been established in order to obtain information related to the control and eradication of dengue. Accordingly, a special telephone number has also been introduced to forward information and complaints regarding the spread of dengue. The ministry added the information can be forwarded to the hotline 0117 966 366.
Minister Dr. Nalindra Jayatissa says that a gigantic step of the free healthcare service in the country has been taken with the introduction of cath labs or catheterization laboratories, which is now at 10, will be increased up to 26 before the end of this year. Now, a sum of 3,103 million rupees will be spent on this project. The minister made these remarks during the opening of the newly established cardiac catheterization laboratory unit, digital angiography unit and lithotripsy unit of the Kalubowela Teaching Hospital premises at a cost of 555 million rupees. 4 more cath labs units are also to be added to the health service within this week. These new units will enable the people who are in waiting list for months to receive relevant treatment within a very short period. Parliamentarian Saman Mali Gunasinghe and a group of health officials were present at this occasion.
And meanwhile, Batiklu Magistrates Court today ordered the former Chief Minister of the Eastern Province, Sivanesajurai Chandrakanthan alias Pillayan, to be remanded until the 13th of next month. He has been named as the 3rd suspect of an incident of shooting and killing 5 persons. The Criminal Investigation Department informed the court that the first suspect of the incident had fled the country at prison and the second suspect was produced before court today from the remand prison. The former Chief Minister is a suspect of killing 2 persons by a T-56 weapon at the grounds near Murugan Kovil in Kalladi in 9th of January 2008. He is also a suspect of killing another 2 persons at the Kathankudi Main Street on the 22nd of May 2008 and killing another by shooting the Kannakuda area in Vaunathivu Police Division in the night of 20th August of the same year. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery of corruption has arrested Secretary of the New Democratic Front Sharmila Pereira. She was taken into custody when she arrived at the Commission to give a statement this morning. She was taken into custody under the charge of illegally deploying 3 employees of the National Lotteries Board at the service of former Minister Ravi Karunanaike when she was the chairman of the National Lotteries Board during the period of 2015 to 2019. The Western Province Civil Appellate High Court today ordered the appeal filed by parliamentarian Dasiri Jayasekara regarding the post of General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to be summoned on the 18th of September. The order was issued following the consideration of facts submitted by the attorneys at law of the both parties relevant to the petition was summoned today. Petitioner Dasiri Jayasekara has requested the court to issue an order to the chairman of the party, Nimal Siripal de Silva, and other respondents not to prevent the petitioner being acted as the Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The Supreme Court today confirmed the life imprisonment imposed by the Anuradhapura High Court to a respondent who was convicted in the case of assassinating retired Army Major General Janaka Pereira, his wife and several others by a suicide bomb attack at the Anuradhapura area in 2008. The Supreme Court issued this order dismissing the appeal submitted by the relevant respondent.
For more than 1,000 years, the people of Jingmai Mountain in China have preserved a rich tea-making tradition. Today, the region is recognized as the world's first UNESCO heritage site dedicated to tea-making culture. Sharifa Tahir of Rupavahini reports from the Jingmai Mountain.
We can chew it?
Yeah, you can chew it.
Okay. What if I told you there's a mountain in China where people have been producing tea for over 1,000 years. And this happens to be the first World Heritage Site, that's UNESCO World Heritage Site, entirely dedicated to tea. Let's check it out. This is the Chiang Mai Mountain.
Chiang Mai Mountain is not just a beautiful destination in China's Yunnan province. It is a living cultural landscape with a history that stretches back more than 1,000 years. In 2023, the cultural landscape of old tea forests of Chiang Mai Mountain was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, becoming the world's first World Heritage Site dedicated to tea culture.
For the people of Chiang Mai Mountain, tea is more than just a drink. Ancient tea trees are deeply respected, and many locals believe their ancestors passed down their knowledge of growing tea hundreds of years ago. This is one such tree.
The heritage area covers more than 7,000 hectares and includes ancient tea forests, traditional villages, and protected woodland that have been carefully preserved for generations. The landscape includes 5 ancient tea forests, 9 traditional villages, and 3 protected forest areas that help maintain the ecological balance of the mountain.
Okay, it's raining a bit, but it's worth the experience. This is called the Nogan village. It is the village of the Dai people. Let's take a look. A beautiful place, isn't it? Alright, I'm walking down the street now. It's beautiful. Look at the architecture. They've just preserved it so well. Check out this store. You can actually get ready in one of their cultural traditional attires, and you can get your makeup done. There's one person already doing that. I wish I could do it, but unfortunately it's raining heavily here and I don't think I have the time to do it, but if possible, I will definitely do that. So let's check out the place in the meantime. I love the music.
夕阳真好看，再见了夕阳，陪你入眠的是温柔善良。
So we're gonna actually go into a real household in the Winji village and taste their tea at their place.
Here, tea is more than an agricultural product. It is part of the local identity, culture, and way of life, connecting the past with the present.
So this is black tea. I'm privileged to get the best tea in China. No sugar in the tea.
No.
Is there any?
Original flavor.
Oh, you only enjoy the natural flavor of it, the original flavor. About to taste one of the best teas in China. Oh, this tastes so different. Back home, I think we need to pay a little bit more attention to tea. It's spiritual here. It's divine.
With that tea story, we'll be moving to a short commercial break. We'll be back with more local stories after this break.
from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Now in more local news, illumination puja of the historic Tantirimale Rajamahaviharaya was held under the patronage of President Anurukumara Dissanayake yesterday.
It was organized to mark the National Poson Festival 2026. The President arrived at the Tantirimale Rajamahaviharaya and engaged in religious observances. Then President switched on the Aloka Puja, which was held under the Anusasana of Chief Incumbent of the Vihara, Venerable Tantirimale Chandraratana Nayaka Thera. In line with the illumination ceremony, Purahara and a Bhakti concert was also held. Ministers Dr. Hiniduma Sunil Saravi, Vasanta Samarasinghe and Dr. Susil Rana Singhe, IGP Priyantha Veerasuriya, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Gihan De Silva and many others were present at this occasion. The President held a mutual discussion with the people present there.
Vice Admiral Damien Fernando has been appointed as the new Navy Commander. Now, the relevant appointment letter was handed over today at the Presidential Secretariat by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka. Rear Admiral Damien Fernando, who served as the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lanka Navy, was promoted to the rank of Vice Admiral and appointed as the 27th Commander of the Sri Lanka Navy by President Anurukumara Dissanayake. This appointment has been made with effect from tomorrow, while the current Navy Commander Admiral Kanchana Banagoda is scheduled to retire from office tomorrow. Having completed his education at St. Joseph Vaz College, Venapur, Damien Fernando joined the Sri Lankan Navy in 1991 as a cadet officer in the executive branch. Following the successful completion of his basic naval training at the Naval and Maritime Academy, Trincomalee, he was commissioned as a sub-lieutenant in 1993. Over his 35-year distinguished Navy career, Damien Fernando has completed numerous local and foreign professional and specialized training courses and has been awarded as the Ranashura and Uttama Seva medals as well. He holds a Master of Science degree in Defence Studies from General Sir John Kothalavala Defence University and a Master of Arts degree in International Security and Strategic Studies from King's College, London.
Today is the Social Media Day. Social media can be described as an instrument which affects a large number of people around the world strongly. At present, it is difficult to find a person not linked to social media, especially within the young generation. Social media has turned out to be the most popular instrument of all ages as of today, creating a mega change in the entire world. This has enabled to bring the entire world to a single spot today in a movement being developed to social media platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, going through improvements gradually through the personal computer and the smartphone. It has also been able to affect entertainment as well as enhancing knowledge, creating global dialogue, social transformation and to create a strong public opinion through current digital methods and also to affect the world political balance of power. At present, nearly 4.95 billion persons all over the world have become users of social media, which is a chunk of 61.4% of the global population. Nearly 95% of internet users of the world are also users of social media. Around 38.7% of the population of this country are directed towards the usage of social media, and according to analysts, it is about 9 million people. It will also be an immense benefit to all and anywhere in the world, as social groups of the social media could be used correctly to forward accurate news and information as well as entertainment to the viewers with responsibility and accountability.
Earn the highest interest rate of 5.6% for US dollar fixed deposits from Ceylon Bank.
In foreign news tonight, Iran has strongly rejected a statement made by US President Donald Trump that Iran had requested talks with the United States in Doha, the capital of Qatar, today.
The Iranian foreign ministry says there are no plans to hold talks with US officials at any level during the next few days. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai says that an Iranian team
Ismail Baghai says that an Iranian team of technical experts will travel to Doha, only to examine technical matters related to the release of $12 billion in Iranian funds held in Qatar. He says the visit is being made in accordance with a memorandum of understanding signed between the two sides. Iran further states that official rounds of talks on a final agreement have not yet begun, as key preliminary measures outlined in the agreement, including the removal of maritime restrictions in the Strait of Hormuz and the easing of sanctions on Iranian oil exports, have not yet been implemented. Meanwhile, Iran says it also rejects a proposal put forward by France for mine-clearing operations in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says the involvement of external parties at such a sensitive time could further endanger regional security. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has stressed that Iran will not participate in final political negotiations concerning its nuclear program under current circumstances. Iran says it will consider the matter only after the United States practically implements the basic understandings, including the restoration of normal maritime activities in and around the Strait of Hormuz and the easing of sanctions on Iranian oil exports.
Welcome back with your sports update. Brazil won the 32nd round match of the FIFA World Cup Football Championship against Japan yesterday.
Now the match was played in Houston grounds in the USA. Another game of the 32 round was held in Boston grounds between Germany and Paraguay. The Paraguay team managed to win the match on a penalty. Paraguay team dominated the game in the first half, receiving a goal. It was claimed by Julio Enciso in the 42nd minute of the game. At the 54th minute of the second half, Kai Havertz scored a goal for Germany. At the end of the scheduled time, the match tied as 1 goal each. Then the penalty round commenced for a final decision. Accordingly, Paraguay claimed victory as 4-3 in the penalty round. Paraguay entered the last 16 round, eliminating Germany from the tournament. Morocco won the 32-round match against Netherlands today. It was played at the Estadio Monterrey grounds in Mexico. At the end of the game, match tied by claiming 1 goal each. Then the penalty round commenced to decide the winner of the game. At that point, the Morocco team secured victory as 3-2 goals. Accordingly, Morocco qualified for the final 16, ousting the Netherlands. Well, that was a look at the news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira, together with my friend Charita Minipurarachi. Wish you a pleasant evening and a wonderful week ahead.
Have a good night.